Hey, Adam.
Yes.
You ready to react to 2021, bruh?
What?
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 And wait till you see his reaction to song number 7.
I'm Adam Maness.
And I'm Peter Martin.
And you're listening to the You'll Hear Podcast.
Music advice coming at you.
Coming at you today, we're sponsored by Open Studio, of course. Go to
Yes.
openstudiojazz.com for all your jazz lesson needs. Peter, what's up?
Well, today we are going to listen to some music, which is always fun, right?
You know I love listening to some music.
Yeah, listening to music is fun. And we're not only going to listen to music, we are going to react. Now, I don't want to program this too much, and I'm not telling you how you need to react, but I am telling you that you need to react.
I was going to say, I bet you, I feel like you're about to tell me something, so I got to do.
Well, no, I think that, look, whatever's natural, if we don't have reactions, but I think that we are. And the idea of this is that there's always great new music out there. And we talk about this as like, support music, listen to new stuff. But I was really thinking is like, well, how do we, you and I, but to the listeners and just the community in general, how does one discover music? How is that different in 2021? And I went about some kind of discovery, like looking for music in some ways that I didn't, because I think typically for us, and I think for a lot of musicians and maybe people that are consider themselves fairly musically astute in the jazz world, what we'll do is draw upon the vast knowledge of music that we know when it comes to listening. Right?
Yeah.
So it's sort of like, okay, I want to listen to, like, a mood or a vibe or a particular song or an artist. And so that's your go-to. So you're able to use the streaming service or whatever more as just like it's like you go into the library, you don't even look at the card catalog or at the wait, does that still exist?
The Dewey Decimal System?
I love that thing, man. Who was Dewey? I love that dude. But Miles Dewey Davis. See, that's his middle name.
Hey,
there you
boy.
go. But the idea is like you're going laser focused for what you already know. But there was a time. Now, this is before even young Adam was growing up in Highbridge.
Yeah.
We're talking pre-Adam being alive, possibly. Even.
Okay.
Maybe even pre-Peter being alive. But there was a time when the record store was a place of discovery and recommendation.
I mean,
maybe even curation.
I think so. I mean, for me, it was CD stores back when I was in high school. But I think that was
like at the mall.
Yeah. Do you ever just go into like a record store and then you just see something and you don't know how it sounds? You just like the cover and you heard of the artist and you're like, everybody says I should be checking out Thelonious Monk. I guess I'll buy this one. I have no idea what it is.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think that is still happening, some. And actually, with some record LP stores coming back in. And actually here in St. Louis, we're fortunate to have some wonderful. We got Webster Records, Streetside Records. Not Streetside. We have Vintage Vinyl.
Record Exchange.
Yeah. We got some good stuff happening.
Totally.
But in terms of like, especially during this time of kind of lockdown and people being sheltering in place more, I think we think about the streaming services. So that got me thinking is like, what is it like to discover music via Spotify?
I'm really interested in people's thoughts on this because I'm always curious of how, do you have these friends? So here's
yes, I have friends.
I know you have friends. I'll tell you how I've discovered most of the music that I love in my life.
Tell me.
It's through a friend who knows more about music than me.
Yeah.
I still keep, and it's been very useful in the pandemic. You're one of them. Mm-hmm. I have a group of friends that I'll text with, and they'll send me, hey, Marty Daly's one.
Yeah.
Chris Stark is one.
Yeah.
And they'll send me stuff like, hey, you should listen to this. Montez is one.
Yeah.
And I'm getting texts like,
they're never going to text you anymore now that you put them on blast. They don't listen to
podcasts. They don't listen to this podcast. No, but they're texting me all the time. That's the number one way that I find new music.
Yeah.
So I'm interested in how people who don't have friends like that.
So that would fall into the category of sort of social recommendations. And that's, I think, is certainly still very important, and that doesn't really change with time. But I'm talking about like what happens if we just go to, say, Spotify, and I'm going to pull up our little Spotify thing here, and I'm going to punch in, like we're going to really start from the ground up, as they say. We're going to go search. And just so you know, I have a Spotify premium account, so there's no telling what I'm going to get here, right? I'm just going to put in jazz, right?
Okay.
So this is the opposite of how we normally would go to listen to music, where we're saying, I'm going to go listen to John Coltrane's 4th track on Blue Train.
Literally, guys, Peter Martin is Googling jazz right now.
That's right. That's right. Well, kind of. No, but I'm putting in jazz into Spotify app, okay? And then I'm not going to go to any of these playlists yet. I'm going to go, because they have something called genre. Like jazz is not just a lifestyle, it's a genre.
Okay.
I just love saying that word. Say it with me.
Genre.
Genre. Now that I've said that, it's not actually... Oh, yeah. See all genres and moods. That's weird. They call it a mood.
Is jazz a mood?
So I'm here with the genre of jazz now. Okay. So it gives me immediately... And this shows you how Spotify can be, and we're going to find out today, I think, along with our dear listeners, whether or not it can be a successful discovery tool. But it's definitely set up as a discovery tool, because I put in jazz, like I want to listen to jazz. Like you're literally like, I just want to listen to some jazz. Not smooth jazz, not progressive jazz, not alt rock jazz, just jazz, right?
Okay.
So what comes up? I have 4 featured playlists at the top.
Okay.
The first one is called All New Jazz.
All new jazz.
Yeah, and look, since we're Peter and Adam react to 2021 jazz today, that sounds like it's right up our alley.
Perfect.
So should we jump in on that?
Let's jump in on
Okay.
that.
So I go to All New Jazz, the very first thing presented, and so I would have to take this as this is their number 1 recommendation. I don't know. They don't tell me. Is this the most popular? Is this the algorithm? Is this just for this neighborhood? Have they pinpoint? We don't know.
Yeah.
We just know that Spotify is telling me something, right?
Okay.
There's some kind of crowdsourcing algorithmically going on, right? So number 1, The Message by Gary Bartz. And this is all stuff, when I look up the album, it was just released in February of 2021. So
that's like just a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. So I didn't even know Gary Bartz had a new album out. So I'm already excited about that because I love
no
Gary
idea.
Bartz. So let's react to it. What is Gary Bartz doing in 2021?
I would like to hear that.
And what does Spotify want to hear? Like, this is just a track off the album. Why do they want us to hear this? We don't know.
Okay.
Should we listen?
Let's listen.
This is called The Message. And we're going to talk a little bit more than we normally do over an album, because this is about us reacting. If you like the music, go out and discover it yourself, right?
I like this bass sound a lot.
It's nice. Rhodes, Adrian Young, and Ali Shaheed Muhammad, who I'm not really familiar with.
This is really dope.
Yeah. Painting a picture for the listener. Adam has stank face now. Nice, right?
It's really nice.
Yeah.
Okay, can you send me this playlist? Are we making a playlist?
Yeah, we have a playlist. You can look in the description here on YouTube or in the podcast.
Yeah, I need this in my life.
Yeah, no, this is nice. And so guess what the name of this album is?
What?
Jazz is Dead. Now, what is the irony of that, in that we seem to be reinvigorated on our jazz listening as
Yeah,
we
that's
react to
crazy.
this.
That track really made me love jazz more.
So kind of an ironic title to that. But that's okay. So far, what do we say about the Spotify algorithm? Winning?
I think it's
Maybe.
good.
This is the number 1 thing that it's recommending.
It's better than the stuff you send me.
Sorry. And this is 2021. Okay. So like I was saying, we're going to talk through and we're going to stop and start this more than we normally do, because this is all about the reaction. And this is not to give short shift to any of this. If you enjoy this, check out the playlist. You can stream it or pick up the CD or whatever. Hopefully you'll discover something that you like.
Dang.
Now, I'm just looking through the list on this All New Jazz. And look, this playlist has 21,000 likes. I don't know if that's a lot or a little, but keep that in mind, because we're going to look at some other playlists, okay?
How many likes did you say?
21,286. Should I
cool.
like it? I'm going to like it. Now it has 21,287.
This is great. This is a great format you got going on here.
Okay, now the next stuff, I don't recognize any of these other artists until we get down to about number 10. But before that, I do want to play this track. You ready for something else?
Okay.
Because the name jumps out at me. It's called Maness.
What?
Yeah. Okay, let me turn it up a little bit here. Sorry. And your name is Maness.
It is.
Oh, okay.
There it is. There it is. There's your playlist.
This is Maness by Alec Moon and Michael Sarian. Maness, actually. I don't know. It jumped out at me because your name is Maness, right?
Who's this by?
Oleg or Alec Moon, M-U-N. The U has an umlaut. You know umlaut? And Michael Sarian.
Probably from Philly.
Philly, Finland, maybe. This almost sounds like the Trumpet on Homeland soundtrack from the Showtime series. I do not know if that's what that is, though. The name of the album. So this is 2020. This was released March 5th, 2021. Is that new enough for you, buddy? 2 days ago.
That's 2 days ago. Yeah.
It's called Makara. Maness. Adam Maness.
All right, cool.
Yeah, so, I mean, you can play. Yeah, it's not grabbing you like the last one did, but that's okay.
No.
But now we heard something that's jazz in 2021, according to Spotify, all new jazz. Now I'm going to jump down to the next artist that I recognize, and this is Charlie Hunter, Jeff Clapp, friend of the podcast, occasional substitute host of the podcast.
That's right. Yeah.
Of the You'll Hear podcast, and Sam Freibush, who I'm not familiar
with.
So
okay, so check it out.
Yes.
I actually bought this album.
Did you?
I have the vinyl is on the way. Apparently, I bought this on vinyl.
Okay.
So I discovered this on Instagram because I'm friends with Jeff Clapp, and I follow Charlie Hunter on Instagram, and they were playing, posting these videos, playing with Sam Freibush. I'd not heard of him. And then I saw Clapper Dapper playing with him, and I was like, who is this kid? This guy sounds awesome. And I kind of started following him. Nice. And then when this album came out, I bought it right away on vinyl. So hopefully it'll be here. Clapp, if you can rush
Jeff
that.
He was on the chat for a minute.
Yeah, if you're listening now, if you can rush that vinyl, please.
So great. This is the name of this cut is "We Must Be in Love," and this will be interesting.
Dude, this is so good, by the way.
Oh, have you heard this track?
I've heard. Yeah. I mean, I've listened to like as much as I can from all of this.
Got it.
Yeah, it's awesome.
So let's check it out. Charlie Hunter, Sam Freibush, Jeff Clapp. "We Must Be in Love."
North Carolina's in the house. Gets the glasses treatment again. This gets the sunglasses treatment.
I'm gonna paint a picture. Adam has sunglasses on. Head relaxed, slightly to the left side.
Charlie Hunter's a genius. Did you know that?
Yeah. He's playing with one finger right now. His other hand's behind his back. Jeff Clapp laying down the groove. What?
Man, Clapp can groove. Oof. I've been so excited about this, I can't wait to get the vinyl, because so since the pandemic hit, and all these North Carolina musicians have been in North Carolina, including Clapper Dapper over here. They've been posting videos. Charlie Hunter and Clapp have been posting videos, and I've been a fan of that. And I've been like, man, I hope these guys do something together. And then when I discovered the Sam Freibush kid, I was like, well, this is right up my alley.
Yeah.
But this keys player, this young Sam Freibush is legit.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, he sounds good. So, well, there you go. So that's some good discovery that you had via Instagram anyway, and I had through personally knowing Clapp, but the name jumped up. So that's the all new jazz playlist.
That's great.
Do we like it?
Don't
so maybe 2 out of 3.
Turn it back up for a
turn
second.
It back up.
Come on, man.
Sorry. Here we go. Do I control that? I do control that, don't I?
Listen to those brushes there. Yeah,
Killer sound too. I think this is Misha and Esplanade Studio in New Orleans on Esplanade Avenue, I believe. Can you confirm that for me, Jeff? Esplanade Studios.
B3 sounds great.
Oh, there's Freibush is on here right now.
He's in chat. What's up, man? It sounds so good. You should be proud.
Sounds so good, but he wants to know where his LP is. He wants to know if you sent it USPS or FedEx.
Yeah, this right here is right down. This is right down my my center lane. You know what I'm saying? I'll knock this out of the park every time. This is going on my regular rotation as soon as it comes in.
Nice. So, oh no, it was at the high. Oh, that's right, the High Point Studio. I knew that because I saw the footage. It's a great sound, man, and that was Stephen Price. Big shout out to Stephen Price, who I've been hearing good things about. So, yeah, North Carolina. I mean, y'all can call. Adam and I actually both have. I think mine's a little closer connection because both of my parents are from North Carolina, Charlotte and Durham area, respectively. But you got a little North Carolina.
We have family over there too. There's a lot of Manesses in North Carolina. You know what I mean? They say Maness over there, which is wrong. But
you're not from the Finnish Manasses?
No, I'm not.
Cool. Well, thank you, Jeff and Sam and whatever that guitar player was.
Some slouch.
Charlie Hunters, and with his 17 fingers and deep soulful playing,
dude.
So that's gonna be a great one to check out. Okay, so you know what? I'm gonna give a thumbs up based upon that, and what do we? Well, the Manas I'm not sure about, but the Gary Bartz for sure. And so we don't have time to go through all these other ones, but maybe there's some other dope stuff like that on this All New Jazz Spotify playlist. But we don't know.
But let's check it out. Let's keep going.
No, we're going to another one. You're not listening to me, man. Come on.
No, I thought you were going back.
No, we're going to go to another because we got other playlists. Okay, so that's All New Jazz. The next one, there's 4 separate playlists that it recommends when you just search genre of jazz, right?
Okay.
The next one is interesting because it's called Changes. And I was like...
This is the name of the playlist is Changes?
Yeah, Changes. And, actually, it's Connie Hahn, our friend of the podcast on the cover here.
Oh, she's been on the show, yeah.
She's been on the show, and I think she might be making... but you know what? This changed since... Okay, so this is good. This is something we're learning about the algorithm. When I checked this out a few hours ago, there was a different order. Or maybe these are things that have been added.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So maybe the changes, because it says it's the shape of jazz today. So maybe it's dynamic. It's changing.
Like literally as the day goes on.
Yeah, because there's new ones. So that's look, we're learning stuff. So I'm reacting to that. I like it. It's like jazz is moving that fast. But again, this is one that claims to be a Spotify playlist that is all new music. So it should be 2021. And their tagline for this playlist is the shape of jazz today. Okay, I already said that. So the first one I had when I first looked at it that we're going to listen to is this, and then we'll talk about what it is. Hold up. This is Taylor Eitze. What do you know about him?
I know he's
good young keyboard.
Very talented.
He's not that young anymore either.
He's not that young anymore, but he's really good.
Right.
Okay. Well, he's younger than us.
Well, yeah. Okay, so this is called Hutch Eo Night. Hutch Eo Night. Hutch is not on it.
Hutch is not on there?
Yeah, is that how you say that? Hutch Eo Night?
Are there any flurries on there?
Ask me next week's episode. But the idea of this did catch my eye because it was Hutch. But this is the first thing it recommended on the list when I first looked at it. So this is the algorithm thinking about what the changes are.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
No. Yeah, even more so.
They say what? A little more dude jazz, though, maybe? I don't know. No, I don't.
You say dude jazz?
Dude jazz. Schofield. Chicory Electric Band. You know. Music the dudes are at.
Got a match?
Woo. Killing though.
Yeah, dudeish for sure, but
yeah,
very, very much fire.
But good though, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the first.
Actually, I don't know what he's doing there, but there's like this bunch of like really cool moving diatonic triads that I was really digging.
Yeah,
like it's an interesting sound. I could see what he's going for there.
Yep.
Taylor's very talented.
Very
guy.
talented.
Very talented.
Been
guy.
one of my favorite youngish pianists for a while. Okay, so now the second on this changes. Okay, and I should just say that this is 168,548 followers. This is a much bigger playlist. I don't know why it wasn't first. The All New Jazz was first, but this is a pretty big for jazz, as we'll see. So and it is, like we said, dynamically updating. The next one that came up for me is Conception, and this just came out as well, just a couple weeks ago. John Patitucci Trio with Vinny Caliuta, one of the greatest drummers, and Bill Cunliffe Cunliffe. I always forget how to say his name. Bill's amazing. I love his playing. So let's check this out. This is Conception, Jazz of 2021. Let's see how we react.
Who is this again? Say it.
Bill Cunliffe.
Bill Cunliffe. Man, John Patitucci, what the what?
Yeah. Of course, it's a bass player's album, so we're going to bass solos first. Nothing wrong with that.
It's like a... Such an understated virtuoso, but he is a virtuoso.
He really is.
You know?
Yeah.
Vinny, too.
Yeah. So, what do you think? What's your reaction to that there?
I think the playing's amazing.
Yeah.
Obviously, the playing's amazing.
I thought you were going to be more excited about that.
I'm not as excited about the concept, about the conception. I mean, I understand. Maybe it's just my mood. Sometimes I'm really in the mood for like easy swingers. Not there's nothing easy about that tune, but you know, but like we're making an album in 2021. We're just going to swing the hell out of it.
Yeah, but not good enough for Adam Maness. Not good enough for Adam Maness is what we're learning.
Not today, and I think it's maybe after hearing like the Freibush.
Yeah. And Maness.
No, the Maness, I could take or leave. But even just after the Taylor,
Taylor Idesy, just something new.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is,
I think now I'm in the mood for like a new thing, right?
So what you're saying is,
like I need to discover a new sound.
Yeah. So for 2021, you want it to sound like 2021. We don't know what that is.
We don't know,
but we know it's not Conception. Although that was some great sound. I mean,
but I have nothing but respect for obviously for all of those guys in there.
Yeah.
It's amazing stuff. So I just need to be in the mood for that, I think.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got a couple more on here on this change, and I know I'm a little bit out of order from what the playlist is, but we're gonna hit all the ones that are on that playlist. The next one that came up for me on this changes playlist was, and look, man, they're adding stuff all the time. This is a dynamic playlist to the point of, there's our friend Billy Childs with Dory. We listened to that the other night.
Dude, that was amazing. That's a great album. Yeah. Right?
Very much.
You know?
Yeah.
That guy's too talented.
Yeah.
And I'm so humbled by his all of it, the playing and the writing, man.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go straight to the playlist here, and we're gonna go. So the next, this was actually one of the next ones down, but I recognize the name because he's somebody I've played with and is an amazing saxophonist from Rome, Italy. Mr. Stefano Di Battista. Did some touring with him, so he has something new out.
My Italian glasses on.
Look at this guy. I don't think they wear them like that. But the idea of this is, I don't think I would have known that he had a new album out had it not been for me discovering it on this playlist. So this is Stefano Di Battista. And I'm going to butcher the name of this. Do you want to take a crack at it? Or we're just going to...
No, you got it.
Cosa avete fatto a Solange?
It's not bad. You know this guy? You played with this?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, he's great. I know you like those bass line, bass and left hand. That stuff, I like it too. So, just some nice stuff, maybe not groundbreaking, but wonderful, beautiful playing. This could be 2021, but it could also be, 2011, right? 2009.
Yeah, it's good.
So
it's good.
What's your reaction?
I think it's good, not great. That's my reaction.
Good, not great. Ooh, yeah. I like it.
Yeah.
So, these are the kind of things you always like, because I play with Stefano some and I know him a little bit, and I've hung with him, and I think about all the amazing things he's played. This might be something that if you heard and you didn't know, so I know all he can do, that how would you know from Spotify recommending one track if you listen and you're like, good, not great, maybe what else is on the album? That's the difficult part about it.
It's not fair too, because I've heard 30 seconds.
Right.
So I need to listen a little bit more.
Well, we go an inch deep and a mile wide here at the You'll Hear It podcast.
It's nice. Don't get me wrong. It's obviously high quality. I think now here's the thing, man. Once we found, when we found, what was the first track we listened to? The
Gary Bartz.
The Gary Bartz.
Oh yeah, that was dope.
Like
that was
a new sound like that.
Yeah,
now I'm excited about new sounds.
Right.
And so now everything now I'm like, I just want to listen to that Gary Bartz again.
Yeah. Well, we could, but YouTube might come after us. But this is the thing. That's another thing that's interesting. If you're going to go playlists like with Spotify, like we do today, you're at the mercy of whatever you see first, whatever it recommends. And if that brings you in, is it going to serve you up those other things? Is it going to take you off into different directions or whatever? So that's an interesting thing to think about. So we're going to listen to one more from the this playlist, the Changes playlist. And that is, again, because this is the top and I recognize the name, Chad Lefkowitz Brown, also known as Chad LB.
Chad LB.
Chad LB. And he's doing all the things you are. And
I like Chad's playing a lot, actually.
I like it too. His name, though, is that a saxophonist's name, Chad?
It is now.
Okay. Well, I guess it's like Gary, Gary Bartz, Sonny Rollins.
Yeah, come on.
Okay. Chad LB. Okay, here we go. All the things you are.
Don't be biased against the Chads of the world.
Look at Chad on SNL. Okay, initial thoughts. I'm going to give you some initial thoughts. I like the intro. When Chad LB came in, though, it took me to the wiki room at the Ramada in North. Sorry. Wiki. Which is not necessarily, not that kind of wiki. Like the Hawaiian thing. I don't know why. There's nothing wrong with what's happening here. Am I being judgmental? Am I being too fast and too judgmental?
No. I mean, no.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I'd have to listen to more.
Okay.
We've literally listened to 8 bars to the head. Come on.
Okay. Oh, fun.
Oh, nice. Little video there.
Yeah.
Tone is killing.
Yeah.
That's nice. What is that intro?
It's a little bit yeah, it's like the Star Eyes combined.
Is a little Star Eyesy, yeah.
And then it's got a little bit of, what's that groove called? I don't know. Just to me, this is really good playing all around. And it's nice, but it doesn't entice me outside of the video. The video is really cool, actually.
Yeah.
It doesn't entice me to want to dig deeper, and I don't want to be negative because it sounds really good. The other thing I noticed with Chad, like, because he's so influenced, like many of the younger generation of saxophonists, by Joshua Redman, like, it gets me constantly, because during that certain period when I was playing with Josh and hanging with him, and even before, just that whole period, like, I heard the evolution of that sound and like the influences of it. So now when I hear players playing like him, not that they shouldn't be influenced. I mean, that's a great influence, and Mark Turner, all these great players that came up when we were coming up. But it's just a little bit, like, throws me off a little bit.
I think here's what I think's happening here.
Yeah.
Because now I'm noticing a pattern with what we're liking and not
Yeah.
liking. I think we're not liking things we normally would like because of what we're playing next to each other. This is an interesting
that's right.
phenomenon, though, because I think if we were listening to more straight ahead stuff next to
Right.
this, we would be like, yeah.
Exactly.
And the same thing with the Patitucci thing, right?
Yes.
I think
so
it's-
maybe this is a downside to the Spotify algorithm,
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
and maybe this is a problem.
I think, but more interestingly than that is, I don't even know what I'm doing with my sunglasses. I'll be honest. It's just something to play
This
with.
is an audio podcast.
It's an audio podcast. But more interestingly than that, I think, is that like this is telling me something about my own preferences, about my own listening habits.
Yeah.
And so maybe
Implicit biases.
well, no, but maybe when I'm listening and searching for stuff, that's not the time to compare it to like Miles or Coltrane or
Right.
something, right? Like
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
I know the way forward here. Okay, keep going. This is really fascinating though.
Yeah. So, well, that's it for the.
By the way,
yeah.
Chad will be a hell of a player. Like,
Oh no, he's
Yeah.
great. And someone was making a note in the chat here about his education. I think his educational videos are excellent. Big shout out to Chad. He does great stuff. Big mad respect there. Okay, so that's the changes playlist. And I would say all around, even though we maybe didn't like the way they were presented juxtaposed against some other things, that was a pretty good representation of sort of what's happening, 2021. And look, I'm feeling good about jazz in 2021 because this is only March. I mean, we're doing pretty good here, right?
yeah, man.
All this stuff has been released already.
All this stuff sounds great.
Yeah. So now I've only actually got one more. But we could jump around on some other things, but only one more playlist with a track that's on it's actually on our playlist, and that is the Jazztronica playlist. And look, this came up. I said genre of jazz. Spotify rammed it down my throat, so we got to talk about it. And also, this has 500,000 followers.
Oh my God.
Whatever that means.
We're gonna hate this, aren't
to
we?
this playlist. I don't know.
Jazztronica.
Yeah, Jazztronica. It's yeah, exactly.
So I gotta go like-
It's electronica plus jazz. So we're gonna listen to a track called. Why do I keep losing my playlist, Adam? Because like I said, it's the first time I've ever done this. Vacuum Lessons. You ready?
What?
That's the name of it. It's the first thing that came up. Vacuum Lessons from the Jazztronica playlist. Oh yeah. Not bad. Oh, look, Adam's getting turned around on. He was making fun of Jazztronica. Now he's bopping his head like he's up in the club. Up in the club. What?
Is this Brotronica though?
It may be. But I mean, with the headphones and there's some nice stuff happening.
No, there's good stuff for sure. It's a nice fat synth bass sound we got going on.
PH. He means PH. What? Jazztronica. All up on you. What? Spotify playlist. Woo. What's the bass player for the Yellow Jackets? That reminds me of.
Sounds like hi-fi, lo-fi.
Yeah. I feel like studying. I feel like studying with that little cartoon dude.
Oh.
Flying 88s. Hammer 88s, sorry.
It's not bad though.
Yeah. So Jazztronica, I don't know, man. I'm just saying that might be. Is this jazz of 2021? It's something. It's something. This is what Spotify's serving, man. Are you eating it? They're serving it up. You eating it?
Tasting it.
He's tasting it. So there you go. Oh, there's one more playlist. I didn't put one on there, but it comes up. Oh, we kind of hear that this might be good for a little bit of studying music there. Prog jazz. No, we're gonna stay away from that one. I don't know. There was one called State of Jazz, and it drifted away now. And that's one thing that I learned today is that these things are dynamic. So I don't know if you look at that as a good thing or a bad thing, but like what it presents to you. So in terms of like if you want to come back and hear something again, you could get lost a little bit on Spotify. That's something I learned.
I mean, that's Spotify in a nutshell, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know about you. We've talked about this before, but like, I'll never forget buying like, a Grant Green CD, and that's all I could afford because I was 16 and I didn't have a lot of money, and it would just live in my car for a month before I got anything else.
Right.
And it just was on repeat. And I learned that entire thing so well. And I just don't know how that happens in this era, you know?
Right.
I don't know if it could happen.
Right. Oh no. Okay, so here we go. State of Jazz, that's the first one I talked about. That was oh no, this is another one, but it also has Gary Bartz. So maybe we'll like this one. We need to check. We got time to check in a
I
little
just
bit?
think like we're feeling Gary Bartz today.
Yeah, maybe this is why it jumped up on me, because it sensed that we were enjoying that. So this is called State of Jazz. This actually has 479,000.
They're listening to us. You know that, right?
619 followers. And you know what? Am I becoming like a little bit of a follower whore a little bit here?
A little bit.
Well, but I want to know, does that mean something? Does that mean higher quality? Does that mean more popular? Does that mean lower quality? What does that mean, Adam?
Is there some kind of jazz Taylor Swift channel with like 3 million followers?
No, that's what this is. State of Jazz. I mean, 479,000 is the jazz equivalent of Taylor Swift.
All right, well, let's hear it.
But
Let's hear what all the people are listening to.
Well, this is the thing. Much as the all-new jazz started with Gary Bartz, so does this. I think you might remember this track.
Well, this makes you feel good about humanity now.
Exactly.
I mean, I'll listen to this again.
If you have to. And you know what? You know what's great about this? This sounds like 2021.
Freaking
or
earthy,
2020, you know what I mean? Like this is
or 1976.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
But it sounds like maybe even the emotions of the world of today. You know, I don't know. I think we found a winner, and
I'm telling you what.
So thoughtful.
I want to listen to more Gary Bartz.
You know what I'm saying? See if I can get some more information on this. Jazz is Dead. That's the name of it.
It's like volume 3, isn't it? Someone was saying.
Oh, really? Okay. Released March 2nd. This is new music, my friend. Adrian Young and Ali Shahi Muhammad trio. All right, so Adam, what did we learn today?
Well, we learned a few things.
Okay.
First of all,
break it down.
So breaking it down here, we learned. Well, if we learned first of all, our buddy Jeff Clapp can really groove on the friggin' brushes, right?
Yes.
Learned that North Carolina has a nice feel.
That's right. There might be something called NC Jazz.
We learned that Gary Bartz is a bad mofo.
Yeah, we knew that. We were reaffirmed that, perhaps we could say.
Well, I think so.
You know.
Yeah. We learned that John Patitucci is a subtle genius.
Yeah.
And we learned that we don't like listening to standards when we're listening to new stuff. I think that's the takeaway.
Well,
every standard we listened to, we were like, meh.
But maybe that's because of what we heard right before it.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
As we're listening to new music,
yeah,
checking out someone playing a standard, even someone as good as John Patitucci,
yeah,
or Chad LB,
yeah,
we weren't feeling it as much, even though we like those players.
Yeah, yeah. But perhaps we've also learned to, maybe a little bit of silver lining that Spotify, although we hadn't been using it as a discovery tool, at least maybe as a rediscovery tool. I mean, I didn't discover Gary Bartz, but when I saw his name at the top of the list, State of Jazz, I'm like, oh, snap. Does he have something coming that's just out? And so from that sense, it's a good thing. It's a nice thing. Now, is it always going to have at the top of the list something that's as great as this and Gary Bartz? Maybe not.
We'll find out.
I will be checking in on that.
This is really good, though. So we'll keep in the link here, folks, in the podcast. You can check out this playlist, but go check out these other playlists.
That's right.
For some discovery, and also let us know what you're listening to.
That's right.
As I said in the top here, I use my friends mostly who have better taste in music than me,
right,
to get new music ideas, and I'm always rewarded by listening to what they listen to. So
yeah, and I would say the Gary Bartz.
Can I make a request too? By the way,
please.
Can we go out on the Frybush?
We got to do that. We got to do that. I was just about to say those are the two winners, and a lot of other good stuff. Big shout out to Stefano Di Battista,
for sure,
and Chad LB and Patitucci, of course, Vinny, and even Maness wherever they are from.
And Maness.
And
Maness.
Vacuum lessons, that was fun. Okay, we got a couple things. Tomorrow,
Yeah.
we're projecting ourselves a little into the future. Friday, the 12th.
Yeah.
I'm going to be doing Shelter in Place number 52.
That's the year anniversary.
This is 1 year.
Ridiculous.
Yeah,
I remember the first one was in your living room.
It was
in
live
your
from
home.
the living room. Yeah. Week number 2 was we moved because
I remember doing the sound check to that.
That
I remember
was-
that vividly.
That was a strange one. That was
Yeah.
a strange one.
Wow.
So so we want to invite everybody. We're going to be celebrating and looking forward to the light at the end of the tunnel and all that good stuff. So that's 8 p.m. Eastern on right here on the Open Studio YouTube channel. The Spotify playlist is here as we talked about. Leave us a rating and review if you're enjoying this podcast.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Why not?
That doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
So we're going to go out on this awesome track with Jeff Clapp. Where did it go? You know what? How does that always happen to me?
Come on, Peter.
We're going to find it. We're going to find it. That's why the other playlists are there. And look, if you do have a playlist that you enjoy, let us know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because these aren't the only ones. These are just the ones that came up for us. So this is... You're never going to trust this to... You should never trust this to me again. That's another thing that you learned right there.
Is that a new release by someone?
No, trying to get back to the... But you know what's really interesting? They are changing up the...
Like the playlist change.
The playlist changed even while we were doing this. So how do you know that until you learn that?
I'm really regretting requesting that we go out on this.
This is Charlie Hunter. No, this is not Charlie Hunter. This is... What's the dude's name? Sam?
Yeah.
Sam Fry. Sam
my
Frybush. There it
goodness.
goes. You want to hear the same check?
Or something else. Whatever. Whatever
check
you got.
this out.
Whatever you got. What
This
do you
might
got?
be good Spanish joint. Let's check that out.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
Okay. Hold on just a second here. So, my name is Peter Martin. This is Adam Maness. You've been listening to the You'll Hear It. Why we never say that. Well, we're saying that
What are you
today.
doing, bro?
This is Spanish joint. Sam Frybush, Jeff Clapp, Charlie Hunter.
Until next time.
You'll hear it.